let me just see what I'm in the mood for today. What am I really in the mood for? I don't know yet, but I'm feeling something a little light, easy going. A lot of these gonna fit the bill, but I just don't know which one just yet. Let me see. We want the Mac. What about my little bro right here in the corner? Nikka from Barrel. I think that's it right here. I think this will be. I want a little Japanese tonight. We about to get it. Nikka from Barrel. Drams on deck. Let's go.
Yo, what's up? You know what time it is. Drams on deck. Today, we got another hitter in the building. Today, we got some of that very good Japanese whiskey. Today, yes you are, we got this Nikka straight from barrel whiskey in the building. Yes sir. This bad boy's bottled at 51.4% alcohol. Yes it is. And if you haven't noticed, this comes in a very unique jar. So when you see this bottle, it looks different. It doesn't look like any other bottle that I can think of that's in the whiskey department. So it has a very unique, almost like an old school medicine mason bottle, something of that nature. There's not much to it, very simple, but a very unique shape. I actually like the bottle. That is very unique. 51.4% Nikka from barrel. Is one of the higher proofs in the Nikka line. Actually, in one of my earlier reviews, I reviewed the Nikka pure malt, and I also did I had a sample of a Nikka Mizugaki. So I had a couple of Nikka reviews. So this is another one, straight from barrel, highest proof, and we're gonna dive right into this bad boy right here. I had this bottle actually earlier this year. I got it in, I went to one of my favorite stores locally. I live in Southern California, Carlsbad. There's a store in Carlsbad called Texas Wine Experience. I know the owner. He works deals for me. His name is Ryan. So if you are in the area, check him out. Anyway, I got this bottle almost as a throw-in. At the same time, I believe I got my Yamasaki 18, which I also reviewed as well. Anyway, so this bottle ranges. I mean, there's certain spots that I've seen as little as $90, and I've seen it go as high as $150 or so. So it's in that ballpark. Me, I don't exactly know how much I paid because I got it as in multiple bottles. It was kind of like a mixed deal. But let's just say I paid around $100. We'll say $100. But anyway, it can range anywhere from $90 to $150. That's just the ballpark. It may be higher, but that's just a ballpark. So this one right here is not an age statement. I don't know the exact age, but what I do know is that from what I've read and researched, is over 100 different whiskeys. The whiskeys that are aged in bourbon and sherry oak that are contained within this particular spirit. So this is a mixed bag. It's pretty much the equivalent of a blended whiskey. On the Scotch side, it would be a blended whiskey. Something like a Johnny Walker is a blended whiskey. You have different whiskeys that they put together, make it their own. So this is equivalent to that on the Japanese side. So that's what that would be. So it's sort of like a blended whiskey, a Japanese whiskey that is. So this one right here, 51.4%, as I said earlier. You know what? The availability on this comes and goes. So there are certain areas that have this out the ass. There's certain areas it's dry. You won't find it anywhere. So it all depends on your location, where you at. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. So in that particular area, they don't have it. They may have the normal Nikka, like the pure malt and maybe the coffee grain, but this straight from barrel is just something that at least it wasn't there previously. So anyway, it just depends on your locale. But as always, you can always order it online, so you can get it. Even if you don't find it in your local area, you're in the area or a state that's regulated, you don't have it. You can always usually order it online. But the only problem with that, certain states have regulated where you can't really buy, or they won't ship liquor to certain states that have a regulated like that. I believe Ohio, where I'm from, is one of them. So, there are ways around it. But be that as it may, Nikka from the barrel, we're about to dive right into it. Let me let you look at this color right here. not age statement, so it's very light color. It's not dark amber. This is more of a pretty much consistent as apple juice color. As I said, it's 100 different whiskeys in it, so it's gonna be the young, old, etc., bourbon and sherry oak. So, like I said, light color on this bad boy right here. Let's jump on this nose real quick. I don't really see many legs hanging down, so it's not as viscous as maybe some other spirits, but nevertheless, we're going to dive in and see exactly what we got. We're going to nose it, taste it, and score it as always. Let's go. Picking up some kind of fruit influence. I can't detect what particular fruit. Maybe a peach or a pear. Something of that nature. Pick up some kind of a spice, cinnamon, cloves. Smell like a little small dates, raisins, something of that nature. Some kind of baking spice too. But very pleasant though. It's not a very abrasive, strong, off-putting. You get, like I said, the fruit influence. Like I said, maybe it smells like maybe a pear or nectar, a pear or a peach. And then you get this some kind of baking spice, some kind of nutmeg. Pretty nice, like I said. All right. Not bad. You have to really put your nose into it. It's not something that you can just put away and smell. There's certain things like maybe a peated whiskey. You know, those who are peat heads know when you get a good peated whiskey, you can sit 2-3 feet away from you, which is half of the social distance length, and you can still smell that peat. That peat is permeating all up in the room, right? With this, you really ain't gonna smell it so much unless you got like a nose of a bloodhound or something like that. You really have to put your nose into it. But be as it may, when you do put your nose into it, it has a pleasant smell, but it's just not gonna something that's gonna permeate, just really be very flagrant like a peated whiskey or something of that nature. So it is 51%. So anyway, let's dive into this palate. Let's see what we got. Well, all right now. All right now. Ooh. Ooh. Gotta do a little shimmy on more. Ooh. Hit me a little bit. Hit me just a little bit with that 51. But that's okay, because the first sip always opens up the palate, gets it nice and sensitized. Now that we did that, we're really about to dive in a little bit more. Second sip, now that my palate's open, it's really gonna saturate a little bit more. I'm really gonna I can dive into those a lot more. That being said, second sip, Nikka from barrel. This is a damn good dram, y'all. I must say, this is a damn good one right here. I can say off the top, this is the best Nikka I've had thus far. I only had just a handful, like I said, the pure malt. I've actually had the coffee grain, and I've had the Mitsugaki. Personally, I like the pure malt, but this is the best one I've had thus far. I've heard great things about the pure malt 21. I've never had the Nikka pure malt 21, but I will say out of all I was named regular the entry level pure malt, the Mitsugaki, and the coffee grain. This one right here, straight from barrel, is my favorite one thus far. This one right here is a, oh man. First you get honey, vanilla, cloves. Then, believe it or not, you get the sweet oak and just a very, very small hint of a soft peat. It's very faint. If you roll it around, well, you can get just a very soft hint of some smoke, but very faint. And it all, man, think about it. Certain spirits have a certain amount of balance. Like when you roll around from the front palate to the mid palate, even to the finish, there's a certain balance that that each spirit may have. And it's depending upon how you receive it. So your palate, they receive it different from my palate and vice versa. But this one right here is received very freaking well on my palate. I'm going to tell you that right now. Oh, man. So when I hit it, when I first try it, you get a little bit of that's the small hint of the fruit influence. It's pear nectar. The honey and the vanilla pretty much is there from the front to the end. So, but when I first comes in, I get the fruit with the honey vanilla. But then as it goes down the hatch, that's when I start to roll around. I get a little bit of the sweet oak. Just a very faint hint of smoke, or peat. Very faint. But it marries together so well, and it something about the balance. When it coats the palate very well, it saturates your palate and it really seeps in. It has a medium finish to it. It's perfectly balanced with the ABV. There's no burn. There's no bite. This thing gets busy. I enjoy it. In my opinion, if you like that, I mean, you should definitely enjoy it. You know, I really, really enjoy it. It doesn't need any water, even though it's technically what Japanese would call cask strength. It goes down smooth, easy. Doesn't have any. It doesn't even drink hot. It's over 50%. It doesn't even drink hot at all. You know, it almost drinks like a 43%er, but it coats the palate well, and it has that oomph to it without the heat. So when you have a smooth whiskey that has the high ABV, but you can't tell it, but it drinks well, no, it coats the palate well, that's when you got some good shit. Okay, so this one right here is drinking very well. I really enjoy it. I'm gonna take one more sip. I'm gonna get you the scoring. Ooh. Damn. That's good. That's damn good. I'm really enjoying this. It has a lot of layers to it. It rolls good. Like I said, the 51%, it has the oomph without the burn and the bite. Again, it's pretty much everything is the same. You get the entry level fruit, like the pear. Honey vanilla is from front to the end. So if you like honey vanilla, you are in your wheelhouse. It carries everything from front to end. So it starts with the honey vanilla. Honey vanilla is carrying the little small batch of the pears. It drops him off at the mid palate as it slightly rolls into the finish. When it goes down the hatch, that's when you pick up a little small hint of the peat. And then it takes it down, and it kind of lingers for a little bit longer after you swallow it. Like I said, it's very smooth. The balance is there. ABV is wonderful. It's nice, man. It really is. Sweet oak, it carries it all the way through the front and end as well. This is a nice dram. Like I said, I had this bottle for about pretty much almost a year now. Almost, not quite. And there's not too many spots that I know that have it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if and when I find this again at a good price, I'm gonna get probably 2 bottles, because it's not something I can see all the time. This is a good one right here. The best Nikka I've had to date. I'm only comparing to the 3 that I mentioned earlier. I have not had the 21-year pure malt, but from other people that have had it, they say that it's the bomb.com. But it is pricey. It goes for around $400 or and up. So it's a pricey one. So that's about the 21-year. But back to this one, straight from barrel. Wonderful dram. If you see this, if you like the notes I gave you, you should definitely enjoy this. So, what I want to score this, 1 to 10. You know my scale. I like to do it from 1 to 10. A lot of people do it from 1 to 100. It's the same thing. You just drop a 0. Exact same thing. So for me, 1 to 10, 10 being the best for Drams on deck, I give this Nikka Pure Malt. Man, I'm gonna be honest, this thing, man, it has so many layers to it. It has very mild peat, the sweetness, the balance, the vanilla. So, you get a lot of vanilla from the bourbon. The good bourbon has good vanilla, right? Then you get the very faint hint of the peat smoke, high ABV, sweet oak. I'm gonna be honest with you. I could drink this any day. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, there's not a time where I can't enjoy these flavors. So for me, I give this a 9.25. So 9.25. 9.25 for me. This is a very good dram. I really enjoy this. 9.25 out of a 10 for Drams on Deck. The flavors is in there. Like I said, sweet oak, vanilla, honey, little fruit, and little peat. It rolls right through. Nice balance. Price ranges, like I said. I don't think that is overly priced. I think it's relatively priced, if that makes sense. This is a very good dram. So in my opinion, if you like those flavors, you would not go wrong with this one. The Nikka, straight from barrel. I'm gonna look at it again. This is a hitter. Trust me. If you haven't had it, if you're someone who never had Japanese whiskey, I think if you try this, if you're a Scotch drinker or even a bourbon drinker, I think if you try this, and if you're not familiar with this particular line, or if you're not familiar with Japanese whiskey, I think that if you try this, this will definitely blow your mind, or I would please your palate, so to speak, if you like those flavors. So, and the only thing I can compare it to is if you ever had the pure malt. To me, it tastes like a higher proof of the pure malt, but more sophisticated. Or for example, I like to say the Balvenie Doublewood 12. To me, that's a vanilla sweet oak monster. But this right here is even more so because it's a higher proof. It's a little bit, it has like a faint hit of the smoke. So to me, if you ever had a Balvenie Doublewood 12, to me, this is a better version of that, believe it or not. And I love the Balvenie Doublewood 12. So if you ever had that, if you like the Balvenie Doublewood 12, this is a better version, in my opinion, Japanese style. They put out good products. And if you don't know, Japanese whiskey is in demand. They make great products. A lot of the stuff they do is not cheap, but this particular expression fits the bill to the T. 9.25. And that's overall. So when I factor in price, availability, everything, all rolled in one, 9.25 out of a 10. This is a good one, man. It like I said, has nice complexity, nice layers to it, easy drinker. And in my opinion, it does not need water. Everybody's different. You may feel differently. So, but if you do, I would say gradually add a little bit of water. But I love this Nikka. I will be getting my re-up when this empties. I've had this almost a year, so I probably have a little bit more time to go. I have a lot of bottles. I have well over 100 bottles, so I don't drink everything the same. Even though this is thebomb.com, I got another 25 bottles. I feel almost the same way about that. So I don't drink it every day. So there's some people who only have 2 or 3 bottles, so something like this will be gone quickly because I got a lot of love to give. I'm only one person. In my collection. That's why I've said this for a while. But anyway, definitely try it out, man. You will not be disappointed. Nikka, straight from barrel, 9.25 Drams on Deck. This is a good one, man. It's a good one. So let me know your opinion. If you ever had this before, if you have ever had any of his brothers, the coffee malt, the pure malt, etc., any other Nikka products, and you were to chime in, please let me know your opinion. I'd love to hear your opinion about this one, or his other ones, contemporary. But this one here straight fits the bill and gets busy for me. 9.25 Drams on Deck. If you like that, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Likes and subscribes are for free if you feel like I've earned it. And like I said, if you're looking for something new, you're looking to cross over to Japanese whiskey, this is definitely a good one. Like I said, I mean, I will say some people will say, well, try a cheaper version of Japanese whiskey. I can't think of too many Japanese whiskeys that I personally had that are cheap. So that's the problem. There are some, but I haven't had a lot. But this one is a good one. Try it out if you can find it somewhere, or at a friend's house, Drams house, whoever. Let me know. Like I said, man, I really appreciate the love, your support, your critiques. Let me know what's going on. Also, in the description box, I will drop a link for my Instagram page. I have a lot of pictures in there. Please check it out for upcoming reviews on way. Till then, signing off. I'm out of here. Drams on Deck. Yes, sir.